Could you give us a quick introduction on yourself? Who you are, where you're from, what you're doing here, what's your background?
I'm born in California, in San Francisco. I lived there until I was age 7, and then my parents moved to France, and then I lived in France until I was a little bit over 20, and then I spent the rest of my life basically following my parents from France to Germany to London, and then following my wife to Shanghai. We met in Heidelberg in Germany, and then we both graduated and got married and stayed in Germany for 15 years before she went on to Shanghai. I do a few things. One of the things is I'm the ambassador of a social networking group called Internations, and I head the community of Shanghai to help expats feel at home and integrate faster into the city. Otherwise, I'm an entrepreneur and own two companies which manufacture products in China and sell to Europe.
Is there anything that you say you're really passionate about, a hobby, something to do in your leisure time?
Well, it's actually like my background. You know, I traveled a lot with my parents moving as I was young, and my big passion is traveling the world. So I have an aim, is every year I try to go to 2 new places that I've never been before every year. I don't always manage, but I try. So I travel quite a lot. And when I'm not traveling, I'm sailing.
What is Shanghai for you in 3 sentences?
Shanghai in 3 sentences. It's a wonderful city. I love being here. I've been here now for over 5 years, and I didn't know how long I'd be, but I can already tell that I'll be here for a long time. It's vibrant. It's changing every 6 months. The maps change. The bars, the restaurants change. The people change. And a lot of people. I'll just sum it up like that.
What struck you most about Shanghai when you first arrived?
The first time I came was 15 years ago. At the time, Pudong, hardly had any buildings compared to today. And at the time already, the guide who was taking us around was saying, "Oh, every 6 months we have to reprint the map." And that's what I kept as a memory from 15 years ago. And then I came 6 years ago. I moved to Shanghai, and I must say that is correct. All the places where I live now, because I live in Pudong, didn't exist last time I was here 15 years ago. There's a great movie, by the way, that was just posted recently of somebody who filmed for 4 years how Shanghai has changed, and it's absolutely incredible to look at.
Did you experience something like culture shock situation?
I mean, the most difficult, I think, for anybody who moves to China is if you cannot speak Chinese, you really do have some difficulties. You can't take a taxi. You're really blocked, basically, unless you work for a big expat company and you have a personal assistant who takes care of everything. But if you're on your own, you have to learn quite fast how to speak at least addresses and pronounce so that you can get somewhere. I mean, it took my wife almost 3 years to get the taxi driver to understand where she lives. After repeating it every single day, taking a taxi every day, always the accent was a little bit wrong and they went to the wrong road. So it shows how important it is that even the most simplest things can be quite frustrating. Noise all the time, construction 24 hours, people everywhere. So I think you have to get used to that, a little bit like the Chinese, to shut off everything going around, like the firecrackers we just heard before. Otherwise it's very difficult to concentrate. So that you have to learn.
How long did that take you to adjust?
I think it took me maybe a few years, and I think some people will leave actually because of that, or they will feel stressed. At the beginning it creates a sense of stress. Yeah, you're always bumping into people, and people are shoving you and pushing you and not even looking at you when that happens, or apologizing or anything. I have a colleague in the office who's Chinese, and he says he likes sometimes not to come to the office, and he would like to work at Starbucks. And I say, I don't want you to work at Starbucks. There's noise, there's people. He says, I concentrate much better in an environment with noise than I do in an office which is silent. And it's really true. He works fantastically from a noisy environment and loses patience every 10 minutes when he's in a silent environment.
What is it you'd say you like least, and what you like best about Shanghai?
I guess least is... Well, I guess right now I would say it's the pollution, of course, but we've had some days recently that they're quite polluted. For me, the most difficult is, again, too many people sometimes, so I need to get away, and not much greenery.
How about the things you like best?
I love the food, me personally. I would really say Chinese food is one of the best in the world, in my opinion. It's actually quite healthy if you eat it the right way. You can, like I said, the variety is incredible. They used to say that the Chinese emperor during 3 years would never have twice the same dish, and there would be 28 dishes or more served at every meal. What I learned to like with time is the Chinese they work very hard, and if you get the right contacts and right connections, they are also very honest people, and for years and years and years you can build some nice relationships in China.
Any moments when you miss home?
I've never been really at home, so I've traveled my whole life, so I don't know where home is. home is where I live, I guess. So right now home is in Shanghai and home is in Europe because I go back and forth and live half my time here and half my time there. But I do hope someday to buy a home, and that will be my home.
Watch the entire interview on What's It Like TV.
Our interviewee shares personal experience about all aspects of living abroad.
For example, what's it like to integrate and make friends?
What's it like at work and in business?
What's it like to live in the city?
What's it like to bring a partner and kids?
We have prepared for you hundreds of candid real-life accounts of expatriates who are actually there.
It is almost as if you call them directly.
So see you on What's It Like TV and get all your answers before you move.